Mr. Johnson here, doing a quick video previewing anatomy and physiology here at South Memphis High School. That's what I teach here. Is this a class that you're interested in taking, your junior or senior year? What is it about? How hard is it? What are the requirements? What do we teach? So let me do a quick video on that. Has your teacher already gone over something like this that previews all of the classes here at South Memphis High School? Your junior year, it's highly recommended to take Gen Chem 1 or Chem Honors or Intro to Chem. Another advanced class to take among this list is Anatomy and Physiology, a class that really prepares you well for, I would say, a host of medical jobs, from CNAs to RNs to surgeons, to being an orthodontist, to being a sports athletic trainer, to being a physical therapist, everything. And this is a great intro class to that, to all of those professions. So do you belong in anatomy? It is a difficult class. So the requirements I would have for this class, I would say the students that are the most successful have all of these four, if you guys read this. Do you have honors biology? Have you taken other honors and AP coursework at South? Have you been required to do homework for those classes? Is your GPA above a 3.0? And I would say most of all, are you really excited about anatomy and willing to sacrifice and work for it? I find a lot of students who are really excited to take anatomy, so they have number 4, but they don't have the other 3, and anatomy becomes too difficult to take. So I would say, do you have 2 or 3 of these? If you only have 2 of them, come talk to me and I'll talk to you about anatomy. But really having at least 3 of these would be good to take anatomy. You can earn college credit for anatomy. SOU is 8 credits. RCC is also 8 credits. So you can earn college credit for anatomy. It's great. Easy way to get your foot in the door in college, and it's much cheaper than college credit. We dissect things we do in anatomy. We've dissected rats. I have 23 fetal pigs in my back room this year that my classes will dissect this spring. So there's definitely dissections. We have a cow eyeball. We have a steer heart and several deer hearts that students have brought in that we'll dissect and get into. We also build clay on a mannequin. So this is one of my group's mannequins this year. They've built muscle on this guy. They built arteries and nerves and veins. They did not skip leg day at all. This guy did not skip leg day, which is awesome. So you have hands on, get to build muscles and lots of other things. Also, just to give you guys a quick preview of what goes on, we also talk about the skin. That's the first big unit we talk about is the skin. So acne, athlete's foot, dry skin, even random things like, can a human and a unicorn produce viable offspring? And you guys think that I'm joking. So come take my class if you want to learn more about cutaneous horns. I would say a number one benefit that I would say most students get excited about anatomy is when they go to a doctor's visit or they have a visit with their physical therapist, have an appointment. They can actually talk about their body. They actually understand what's going on. So this is a picture from one of my students. This is a section of skin from their neck that they removed. It was skin cancer. And he knew everything that was going on. He knew that the most common kinds of skin cancer, the most deadly. And that's a good feeling to know, to talk the language of a medical professional. Another student, say hi.
Hi.
Say wave hi.
Hi.
You guys like the shirt? It's an awesome shirt. This anatomy is a great class. Even asking something as silly as saying if Obama's mole is cancerous, we'll find out the criteria to evaluate moles if they're cancerous. Some of you have a lot of moles. It's good to know the rule for that. We also look at fracture types in bones, some pretty gory ones, some not so gory ones. We look at how space affects bone. That might be the limiting factor in how far you can travel in space is actually your bones. Why one little bone fracture and a tiny little bone in Yao Ming's foot ended his career. Can you name how many bones there are in the hand? Name which bone my wedding ring sits around. It's pretty cool to learn all the names of the bones in your hand. 206 bones in the body. Learning why pandas have 6 fingers in their hand. What can cause 6 fingers to be there. Also, lots of stuff about injury. So I'm an athlete. My dad was a physical therapist, so I know a lot about injury with volleyball players, with baseball pitchers injure similar kinds of muscles. We also look at rotator cuff injuries. Here, guys, next video is on the rotator cuff. We looked on day 3 of our notes. We looked on day 3 at javelin throwers. So different kind of injury with the rotator cuff, really interesting injury. We also look at why females injure their ACL and their knee about 4 times more likely than guys do. Also dorky pictures of my son. My son's 9, took pictures of his Spider-Man, beautifully well-crafted Spider-Man, lots of different leg muscles in there. So we learned 16 muscles of the arm, 16 muscles of the leg. Also stuff with the brain. Right now, that's what the current unit we're in right now. Learning neuron structure, how electricity goes down, your nerves, to big picture stuff like the different areas of the brain, concussions, left brain, right brain, brain scans that tell you what's going on in your brain. What do they use this type versus this type for? Also, why was Einstein so smart? What was so different about his brain? Shockingly, his brain was actually smaller than the average brain. We study, that's just a little preview, we study 11 different organ systems in anatomy throughout the whole year. Hope you guys are interested in that kind of stuff. Again, it's a rigorous class. So are these 4 criteria, do you have 2 or 3 of them or all of them? I think anatomy might be a class for you. If you're someone who doesn't have any of these, but you definitely have number 4, come talk to me, and I'll talk to you about what it would take to qualify to be in anatomy for next year. Thanks, guys.